Hey everyone, we're Sam and Laurie Garland of Garlands on the Go. Is this your first time here? We embarked on this journey. When we did so, we thought, hey, we should document this. Videos, photos, great memories for us to look back on, but also to share with family and friends. Where are they? What are they doing? And, what better way to share that than with social media? So here we are.
So we have a little bit of a story. Many of you have heard, but just for anybody who's viewing for the first time. Back in the end of 2024, we stepped away from our long-term careers and made a big decision. We decided to hit the road with our 30-foot travel trailer and along with our pup Annie, who's 4 years old. Planning what we called a golden gap year. And this was going to be an 11-month journey through seeing the beauty throughout the United States. We wanted to visit national parks and state parks and just see all the beauty that is out there.
So we hit the road on February 1st, and in the next 3.5 months, we traveled over 12,000 miles, visited 14 states, 16 national parks and monuments, camped in 9 different state campgrounds, and it was a great start. We got to have our daughter Liz and granddaughter Olivia meet us for some time in Florida. Lydia, our daughter, joined us in Utah at Arches for a few days, and even John, our son, was going to join us there in Utah for a visit. However, that's when the plans changed.
Yes, the call. So one morning in Arches, we woke up to a text from Jonathan. It said, "Call me as soon as you're up." So when your 35-year-old son texts you something like that, you call as soon as possible. So a little background, Jonathan was born with a kidney condition, and we didn't really find out about it until he was 17. At that stage, he had stage 3 renal failure. And we knew at some point he would have to have a kidney transplant. When we left on this trip, the doctors were saying, a minimum of 3 to 5 years before he could get a transplant. He was active on the list. So we felt okay hitting the road, but that morning, everything changed. Jonathan told us he had received a call from the surgeon that at 5 a.m. that a kidney had become unavailable, and it was a perfect match. It was so unexpected, and we actually wondered between ourselves if it was a scam, that was going on. But perfect matches like this are incredibly rare. So even then, it wasn't a sure thing though. So for that day, he had to pass a series of health checks before they could proceed. So all we could do was, us in Utah, wait, hope, and pray.
Yeah, it was a rainy morning, and everything looked like it was frosted. I mean, it was beautiful around us. It was a rainy day, so we didn't feel like we were missing anything, waiting to learn. But now, trying to figure out travel. How do we get back to Vermont? Lydia was scheduled on a flight out of Moab that day. Unfortunately, there was no seats on that plane available for Laurie, so we found a flight early the next morning from Grand Junction, Colorado, for her to get home. And as we were just kind of waiting for things to firm up, Lydia's flight continued to have problems to the point where she was finally rebooked on the flight the next morning with Laurie. So again, that all came together nicely. We packed up the rig, and when things looked like it was a sure thing for the transplant, and we picked up Lydia at her airport and headed to Colorado so we'd be ready for the flight the next morning. And it was just another one of the miracles in this whole situation.
Right, and in the end, it really was a miracle. So Jonathan did have the kidney transplant, which the kidney missed its flight as well on the way. And then the next day when I was there, the doctors told me that it was as though he won the lottery. And, we're just so thankful to our whole family that came together to support us and Jonathan. We truly believe it was a gift, one that we won't take for granted. And while we celebrate it, we're also deeply aware that someone lost a loved one. And we do keep that family in our prayers.
Yeah. So organ donation is a powerful thing. We've been registered since this whole thing with Jonathan came about. And it really hits home, though, as you think about a parent losing a child, to pass that on. So if you have not already, we'd really encourage you to register to be an organ donor. Super easy. You can sign up at organdonor.gov, or in Vermont, when you renew your license, you just click the box to say you're an organ donor. And, we've seen firsthand just what a huge impact that can be in somebody's life and their whole family. So after dropping Laurie and Lydia off at the airport, Annie and I packed up the camper and headed east. Took us 4 days to make it across and back to Vermont, but we got home just a couple hours after Jonathan got home from the hospital. So timing was just perfect and no problems along the way. Which, after the fact, there could have been problems. So it was really good that it was so smooth. And then, right, we're all home, and there's a lot to manage after a transplant. And Jonathan has done an awesome job of managing all of those changes to his life, and doing super. Numbers are good. He's feeling good. So all of that is fantastic. Yeah. So here we are in Vermont. Beautiful green Vermont for the summer. Not a bad place to be, to kind of get our bearings and just spend time as a family and kind of soak in, the gift that John's gotten. But
now we're ready to hit the road.
We're not needed here now.
We're calling it phase 2 of our Golden Gap Year, and our route looks a little bit different, but we are planning to visit dear friends of ours. We're hoping to see a lot of wildlife and just some more national parks along the way, and wrapping up right around November, where we were going to wrap up before. So we do have a lot planned. We will also be crossing into Canada, and we have reservations at Banff and Jasper National Park up there. So that's very exciting, and we have always wanted to go there. So we didn't cancel those reservations.
Held on to that.
Yeah.
But now you're wondering, hey, what about all the videos you didn't share with us? So we're going to pick up right where we left off with the videos to get caught up. The first video that we'll post here along with this is wrapping up our time around the Lake Mead area. And then we head up into Zion and all the other parks there in Utah. And I mean, it's just beautiful. You gotta tune in. It has lived up to the hype. It has not been oversold for sure. So if you want to follow along, the best way to do that is to subscribe to the YouTube channel, so you get an email each time that we put these out, usually on Thursday. And we'll kind of get caught up on the old stuff and then roll right into phase 2.
Right, and we'll be posting that first one, finishing up in Lake Mead, the same day as this is released as well. So you'll get the whole story and then jump right back into it. So we want to really thank you for coming along with us. It's really been an amazing opportunity for us to be able to do this, and we don't take it for granted. And we're so glad you're here, and your comments and your feedback that I've received, that we've received, have really encouraged us to keep going, to finish out the year, and also to just record it so that we can leave a legacy for our children as well. So we'll see you out there.
It's at the road.
All right.